Welcome to SNL tonight. We're glad you could all join us. Got a studio audience here. Hello, everybody in the room. Hello. Hello, how's it?
So that was a direct hand in front of the face there.
It was not intentional. It's not intentional. Hello,
Unbelievable.
everyone in the room. I don't mean to do these things.
Yeah, well, we're here to talk about, tonight, Fantastic
Whoa.
Beasts and where to find them. It's the new HP film, Harry Potter film. Sorry.
Lingo.
Well, kind of linked. Sorry. So it's the new film from J.K. Rowling, and so it's meant to be one of the biggest films in the UK, around the world this year. So we thought we'd talk about it here on Sunday Night Live because we're big fans, aren't we, Rose?
Yeah, we are.
Read the books, we watched the films.
And that's the funny thing is, I know that probably some people watching really don't care about Harry Potter, but because we three do, then we're reviewing tonight and we're talking about it, and it's the whole theme of our entire show. So if you don't actually like Harry Potter, I'm so sorry. But you'll find it really interesting and informative anyway.
Definitely. Ian, you're a fantastic beast.
What?
Thanks, mate.
Oh, gosh.
And I found you. So,
Good grief.
Yes, some do say.
well, so we're doing something slightly different this week. There's not trending as such, but
No, we're going to have a review.
We're going to have a review,
Film.
a film
It's gonna be-
review. We
it's
went
gonna
as a trio last night to watch the film.
It was lovely, wasn't it?
It was great,
Sat in
wasn't it
between.
great?
Third wheeling, it was fine.
No, there's a group of us. That wasn't it?
There was a group of us.
Yeah, no, we went to watch the film, and we're going to do a spoiler-free review as well, so don't panic if
yeah.
you haven't seen the film, because it's only been out for 2 days. But actually,
keen.
so far in the box office as well, it hasn't actually performed terribly, great. So, they're saying, it's an average.
It's because Daniel Radcliffe's not in it.
It's true. But some of these films, sometimes they slip out of, maybe not a lot of hype. And this has had quite a lot of advertising, maybe not a lot of talk.
Yeah.
It's a bit like the
that's true.
Star Wars film this year. I don't think it's necessarily going to break any records,
as
but
massive.
it's going to add to the story,
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to go through this and review it best we can, spoiler-free,
Come
which
on.
makes it a little bit difficult.
Challenging.
Who's seen it? Is that how many people have seen this
Anybody
film
in
so
the
far?
room seen it? Okay.
So that's a good amount. It's 2 days.
Yeah,
We'll take that. We'll take that.
People.
Okay.
Okay, so first of all, we're going to start on the negative. What sort of things
Right.
didn't you guys like about the film very much?
I'll just say this. I went in with quite huge expectations because I grew up on Harry Potter books and films,
You
and I
love
love them. I do love it, and I'm not sorry. So I thought it was amazing. Obviously, it's a magical world, and I don't think this gives anything away. It's not set in Hogwarts or anything like what we know the magical world to be. So that's what I missed, I think, is it was amazing. It was set in the States, and it's a completely different look at the whole world of Harry Potter, but it lacked the castles and the big, exciting
different.
kind of, the magic of rowing a boat to Hogwarts. Ah.
It's true. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, I think for me, you've got Harry Potter when the first film came out, and you've got the Dursleys and they're funny characters. You've got Hagrid, he's half giant. You go to the school and you've got Snape, and you've got all these big characters, Dumbledore, and they're all really interesting. And I feel like the characters in this they weren't quite as interesting. There wasn't a lot of backstory for the characters. It felt a little bit rushed.
Yeah, but I'll just say, I think it's because if you don't know, if you don't care and you don't know, it's going to be one of 5 films, isn't it? So it was just like letting you know the background. There's a lot to do.
It felt quite standard. So if you were to watch just the average sort of action film or something, you get introduced to those characters very similar to this. Whereas the first Harry Potter, like Josh said, is a bit different. So for me, it started very slowly. I'm halfway through and I'm thinking, I need more. I need more from this film
From
right now.
this £12.
And I know. Criminal. Don't go to the cinema in Hereford. It's very expensive.
Josh mentioned it more than once on the way there in the car. £12! Yes, it's okay.
Yeah, it was expensive. But so it started slowly. And there's a couple the Beasts, so it's called Fantastic Beasts, but really towards the end, almost insignificant towards the film. There's not really a lot of need for them. It's like you said, it's very much introducing the whole sort of premise for the whole franchise, really. And then, it did lack a little bit of magic, didn't it? It lacked sort of the mystery that Harry Potter offers, I think.
And
this didn't really have it.
I think also there's just something great about kids in films, because there is magic, imagination element, and they were all adults, so it's different.
I was saying, right, I think that one of the things that was killer about the Harry Potter films is that everyone's got a school experience, and so you relate. Oh, wouldn't it have been cool to have gone to a school like that? Or you relate your own experience to kind of the school experience, where we haven't really been wandering around New York trying to catch animals.
I definitely wasn't around
So
New York
it just doesn't.
I have never done that.
It
no.
doesn't really connect and relate in the same
Not
way.
as personal.
No,
Sure.
yeah, I agree. Yeah, there was. We could go into deeper, but we would need to do a spoiler review, but we're not going to. Okay, so let's go to positive. What did you guys like about the movie?
The case that this guy carries around is magical, and it's great, and I liked that. I would just say it was darker than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it
like
was
there's
dark.
bits of it that are fairly dark. Like I have kids, and we haven't watched Harry Potter with our kids. But again, I can't really imagine taking. Is it 12A? Yeah.
Yes, yeah. It went from very light stuff to very dark stuff very quickly as well. So like in one scene you're like, oh, this is funny and it's sort of messing around, to a scene which is quite intense. You're like, oh wow, where did that come from?
Goodness.
It didn't fit.
Yeah.
Whereas Harry Potter films in the past it's been quite seamless in the story and the like backdrops. Whereas this one was like, hey, you got your beasts and he's finding his beasts, and then you got something terrible happening here, and it was just kind of like I remember
jarring.
looking to Mills and be like, what's happening?
I'm scared.
Yeah, it was kind of weird at stages. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eddie Redmayne, brilliant. Thought he was
Yeah, he was
fantastic
good.
as the main man. And some of the beasts as well, they were brilliant. Some of the imagination in that. And
Yeah,
the
it was
ideas,
good, yeah.
It was cool. And there was a few lols as well.
There was quite a few lols.
Good lollage.
Loves a lol.
Did you? Does Eddie Redmayne always act like in the sort of like? No, you're not sure really. Does he
Like
always
talking
act
out
like
the corner
that,
of his mouth.
or is this like a character
No,
thing he's
no, I
added
think
for the two
No,
films
in Les
I've watched?
Miserables, he's much more bold.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Very good.
Because in the films I've watched,
Film fans.
he's like awkward to watch maybe. But I think that's a character
little
he's
bit.
playing. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
fine.
it.
he wasn't quite as courageous as Harry.
No.
No.
Not.
And one thing I would say about like saying when like the kids are in the films, it's easier because it's like, oh, they're young and they're
Yeah.
going. But then when you watch the first Harry Potter film now, I'm like, these kids can't act.
I know.
There's a guy holding up the
That's
words
slightly
behind them for
painful.
sure, because like, I'm like, oh, this is hard to
Slightly
watch.
painful.
Yeah.
You can see them sometimes mouthing along the other person's lines as they're saying. It's really, which I think is very endearing.
Yeah. So for me, the things I
I
really
wouldn't have a
liked.
bad word said.
I still do that now, to be honest.
Maybe that's why I love it so much.
So for me, if you don't know about Harry Potter and you haven't watched any of the Harry Potter films, this film at the beginning does a really good opening sequence, which explains a lot through like a newspaper clippings, and that's really helpful.
Yeah.
It did feel a little bit stuck on like, hey, we understand that a lot of you may have not watched this film, so watch this little 2-minute thing. But it was actually really creative and it worked really well, and it did set you up to know more about the films.
Yep.
So that was really great. They used the Harry Potter music.
Brilliant.
It's always a win.
Brilliant music.
But they didn't overuse it, because I was worried at every like great moment it could come in like doo-doo-doo-doo. No, they didn't do it. But they started the film with it, and I was like, this is cool. I'm ready. I'm
Yeah.
hyped. And Colin Farrell was great.
Yeah.
I thought he was really good, because
Yeah.
sometimes when you get a famous face in the film, they don't necessarily deliver. But I thought he was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty
It was
good.
good. And it was just more Harry Potter. I was just
Yeah,
happy it's
come
more
on.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Well, it's not, but it is. Let's be honest.
It is, isn't it?
It could be called Harry Potter, and I'd go and watch it.
Yeah. It's true.
So, what were your sort of final verdicts? What would you say? You have to just talk to one of these guys. I know it's a struggle sometimes, but what would you say about the film?
Okay, do you want me to go first?
Sure.
Okay, is this where I give it a rating or not?
No, we'll go to
Okay,
that
we'll
second.
save that. All right. Okay, I'd say it's more of a Meerkat Tuesdays than it is a primetime Saturday film.
I like it. It's good. Hey, I don't necessarily agree, but it's good. Good
At
verdict.
least it's not a wait for DVD. Meerkat. Oh no!
I actually heard it's really good in 3D, so I avoid 3D because it's a gimmick and it's not worth it. But
Be another £2.
apparently it was really good. Apparently it wasn't just 3D. You tend to be watching film and then like something will just fall into the crowd. And you're like, was that really it? Whereas apparently a lot of it was actually immersive. So like the paper clip cuttings at the beginning, it was like more in your face. So that's quite
There you go.
So maybe watch it in 3D. How about you, Rose?
I
Verdict.
loved it, okay? I don't mind saying that. I love things that are like, use your imagination and you can go and picture a whole different world. And I really enjoyed it for what it was. I knew that it wouldn't be like Oscar-winning film because that's not what it's designed to be. But
No,
for what
you're
it
right.
is, which is like fantasy and a kind of completely different world that you can access, that's completely someone's imagination, I thought it was great fun. Great fun, and I can't imagine watching it again and again. Like, I don't know if I'd buy the DVD, but we pretty much end up watching the Harry Potter films like once every couple of years. So maybe I would get into that. I don't know.
Yeah. I still need some time to digest it, I think. Okay, so for me, it's you can tell the film exists to set up the next 4 films. So like it is setting the scene, you know, the characters. So it was never going to like excel, as you said, because they always had a job to do.
Yeah.
They couldn't necessarily go to the depth we'd like in some of the characters and things like that because
Yeah.
they have so many other things to do to set the world. And it's a really good film if you love Harry Potter. So as the film goes on, there's a lot of sort of like callbacks to Harry Potter. So they mentioned
Yeah.
Dumbledore, which was kind of easy. It wasn't exciting at
Dumbledore.
all. But there's other things which happen, and you're like, oh, that was from Harry Potter. But if you know, I always use the example. My mum's watching this film. She's going to
Always
get.
uses
She's
this
Good
going to.
evening, Viv.
Viv's the best example for most things. Okay, you wait until you meet her. So if she gets to the end of this film, she's going to go, okay, yeah, it was a good film, and it didn't really. What was the point in the story? Whereas I feel like you need to have almost.
Viv.
You need to know Harry Potter lore to
Right.
really get on with this film.
Sure.
I think.
Okay.
So yeah.
I would like to put in a request that before, you know, the next couple of series, we get Viv to do a film review at some point. Viv, if you're watching,
Come on,
come
yeah.
on down.
Parents
See where
aren't big
Ian
pi-
gets it
Mother
from.
and son.
The problem is the parents aren't big film buffs, but
That's going to be better.
okay.
I think that's going to be better.
My dad only watched James Bond's films.
Even better.
Niche.
And now a 70s Bond review from Ian's dad.
From Trev.
I think that's trending all over.
Oh dear. Okay, so give me a score out of 10.
6.
8. Thank you, everyone.
Drama.
Divide in the household. Okay.
Don't agree on everything.
So I gave it 7.5. Ones out of 10.
Leaning towards. Yeah.
I feel like it's like I would go. I'm looking forward to it coming out, and you know, getting. I probably won't get on DVD, but I'll.
See you
You
again.
watch it when it goes to Netflix in 10 years.
Oh,
No.
who wouldn't?
I stream it from like streaming.
No, it is
site,
good. It is good
and then
fun.
A
I'll-
legal one.
No, yeah,
Sorry,
legal
JK.
one. Like, I'm trying to think of one. What are they called? Like,
This is so specific. 7.5 will do it.
yeah, 7.5. Like, I don't know, Xbox movie. I'll stream it from there and watch it. I want to clarify, not illegally. I'm against it. Children, don't do it. 7.5 out of 10. And I'm an expert film reviewer. No, not at all.
Yeah, there we go. You heard it here first. This is 7.5. Thanks so much, Ian.
No
That's
worries.
Fantastic Beasts.
Thank you.
Guys, if you go and see it, then you can tell us what you think, because maybe you'll have a completely different opinion. I know that we were with a group, and when we came out, some people were disappointed, and some people were absolutely like.
One of
in
my friends
love with
gave it a 4.
Oh,
He's
really?
wrong, though,
I was just
that's
about to
all
say, I don't think anyone came out and said
Wrong.
they didn't like it at all, but that person's wrong, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's okay. There's always one in every group. Just buy them extra sweets, they'll cheer up. So, okay, what we're going to do now, everybody, is if you're familiar with Sunday Night Live and you know how this show works, then we like to have a little moment in the show where we play something that we call Josh versus Ian, because that's actually what it is. It's Josh versus Ian in something. And today, because we thought we would be talking about not specifically Fantastic Beasts, but sort of this whole theme of looking for things, searching for things, what are we all looking for? Then we are going to play a Fantastic Beasts related game in Josh versus Ian. It's currently 3-2, so Josh is in the lead by 1 point. So let's head over there and I'm going to explain the game. Let's play Josh versus Ian.
It's about time
Oh.
we got the win. What is this?
Wow.
Wazza.
I look like a cross between Snape and Harry Potter.
You look like you don't know where you are.
You look like a mod out of the 80s.
Okay, so it's very professional, this game, as you can see. The name of the game is Potter or Notter. It's going to catch on,
Took us
that is.
ages to think of as a panic
Going to
meme.
catch on.
Probably that one.
So we are going to play a little game. There are 2 rounds to this game. It is, again, Harry Potter themed. So if you don't like Harry Potter, then guess. And you have a
Tune in next week.
50-50 chance. Yeah. No, stay with us. Potter or Notter. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show the guys some images. They're manipulated images, and they are either from a Harry Potter film, in which case you go Potter, or they're Notter. You get it? Everybody get it? Does everybody understand how the game works?
If it's a Notter, do we say no?
Yes, because I
Okay.
need to know who gets the point. So let's take
Oh
a
my
look
goodness,
at
okay.
image 1.
I have nothing. I don't know what to expect.
It's okay.
Hands on the table, eh? Potter. That's
Oh, okay, let's take a look at the real
That's
image.
incredible.
Yes, it's
McGonagall. Come on, I started
Professor
well last week and it didn't end
McGonagall.
well.
That was amazing.
Harry
Hurt
Potter.
my hand a little bit.
Wow.
Excellently done. Okay, 1-0. Let's
not-
take a look at image
I was
2.
not ready for this. Notter.
Notter. I pressed the buzzer.
Okay.
That's
That looks like Ed Sheeran
Ed
playing guitar.
Sheeran's on it. It's the Lego Man, the Lego music.
No.
The Lego.
Oh, it is Rupert Grint, a.k.a. Ron, a.k.a. Potter.
No, hang on, that's not in the film though.
Well, it's
Doesn't matter.
an
He's
actor
still,
from the
he's still
film.
part of the cast.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You said whether it's from a Harry Potter film or not. I listened, my mum always said, read the question.
Listen
Ian.
What
to the
else
rap.
do you know
Listen
this
to
guy
the
from?
I listened to the question, I did it at school and I failed. I listened to the question, you said, is it in Harry Potter? That is not from Harry Potter, he's in the boat. He looks like he's in the canal
You
boat.
thought it was, what's his name?
You said that.
It's
Tom.
I keep saying Ed
1-0.
Miliband. I don't know.
Please place the bell back
You
in the
thought
middle
it
of the
was Ed
table.
Miliband.
That's not her.
Let's take a look at image number 3. Goodness. Potter or Notter?
Potter.
Okay, let's take a look at the real image. It is Notter.
Ah, I'm just letting you destroy yourself.
Well,
2-1 to me.
No, it's still
It's
one.
not going well.
1-0.
Okay.
It's 1-0.
Yeah, so if I just burst
1-0
every
to
time, if I
Ian.
burst every time, I'm going to win this. Up on
Yeah.
the floor.
Get involved, Josh. Let's have a look at number 4.
I wasn't sure.
Don't worry about it. Yes? Now you must answer.
I don't know.
Notter.
Okay, do you have any guesses what that is?
Da Vinci.
Da Vinci.
I think it's
it might be
Leonardo da
I
Vinci.
think it might be Gandalf.
It might be, but it's
Okay, let's take a
Father
look.
Christmas.
It is Gandalf.
Get in.
But no, he dinged, so it's 1-1. 1-1. Okay,
1-1.
you have 4 left. Let's take a look at image number 5, please. Oh my goodness.
Potter. Why not?
All right,
I
fine.
think you're right. I think it's maybe in the hedges.
When they're
Yeah,
in the
that
hedges,
looks like
let's take
the
a
guy
look.
from the vampire film.
Yes.
Yes! Oh my goodness, guys.
Teamwork.
Okay, it's 2-1.
Goblet
That
fire.
is Cedric Diggory, guys. By the way, if you know, then you know.
Diggerato.
Number 6, please. Potter or Notter?
It's Potter, but it's, well, he's not in the film, so what do you want me to say? So it's
Ian, I
Potter,
want you to tell
because
me,
it's Snape, but
Potter
it's
or
not
Notter?
Snape. It's going to be him from Love Actually, I reckon. Maybe it's not even Snape, I don't know.
What is your answer?
Potter.
Potter. Good grief. It's 2-1. And let's take a look at the real image. Oh, it's Notter.
Is that one to me then?
He's trying to
No,
pretend
it's
like
not.
he doesn't get. No, you have
I
to
don't get a
ding the
point.
bell
Yeah, I
to
think
win
the
a
game's
point, my
broken,
love. You have to tap it.
2-1. I need to be the first every time.
It's okay, we've got 2 left, and by the end, we're going to have all the rules down. Number 7, please.
Oh, he just
Potter, it doesn't matter. It's all so quicker.
Hermione.
Who is it?
Potter, it's Ginny.
It's Hermione.
Let's have a look.
Doesn't matter, they're doing it. 3-1.
It is 3-1.
I knew it was Hermione.
Okay, Josh, take a look at the screen. Let's take number 8.
Sorry about the... I got that one.
Ian is just throwing it all around.
That looks like
now.
Wayne Rooney in a tracksuit. Notter. Notter. It does.
Okay, I'm in the way. You're
Notter.
saying
That is
Notter.
not
Let's take a
Wazza.
look.
Surely
Let's take a
not.
look.
Wayne Rooney in an English tracksuit.
It is Potter.
Nothing like
Okay,
Wayne Rooney.
3-1 to Ian.
So it's 3-2.
Vernon.
3-2. When did he get his off point?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you not ding that?
No.
Okay, I'm
Trying
sorry.
very hard to ding it.
It's 3-1 to Ian.
She says it as the page pops up. I'm looking over here and then it.
Guys, if that was hard, it's about to get harder. Because in round 2, you are going to hear it is 3-1. You're going to hear some audio clips from Harry Potter films, and they're all from Harry Potter films, but you have to tell me which film they are from.
Goodness.
This is a tricky
This
one.
is very challenging, okay? Very challenging. There are 8 films, therefore there are 8 audio clips. And it's on and it's getting intense. So it's 3-1 to Ian.
Okay.
Let's listen to our first audio clip,
Wait.
please.
To the same...
It's empty. No note. Cargo.
Chamber of Secrets.
Chamber of Secrets is right.
How did you know that?
Oh my goodness. It's
I'm getting
4-1.
destroyed.
Audio clip number 2, please.
Okay.
You may not like him, Minister, but you can't deny
He's got
Dumbledore's got style.
Is it Half-Blood Prince?
No. I'm sorry, it is not. Order of the Phoenix.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to try and answer it, it's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's when he flies off, isn't it? Yeah.
I like that guy though. That guy's
he's
a good.
yeah.
He doesn't have a lot of lines.
Yeah.
That's a good
I
line.
do like him.
Kingsley.
Kingsley, thank you. Rose.
Okay, number 3.
What are you doing? Teaching. Is that a student? Technically, it's a ferret.
It's a ferret. Is that-
Technically, it's a ferret. Mad Eye Moody, talking. He made Malfoy into a ferret.
my
I'm going to say
goodness.
Half-Blood Prince.
Incorrect, I'm afraid. Incorrect, it was Goblet of Fire. It's still 4-1. Number 4, please.
Why is it when something happens, it is always you three?
Believe me, Professor, I've been asking myself the same question.
Sorry, still going. I don't want to butt in.
Okay.
I'm going to say Prisoner of Azkaban.
No, guys,
Okay.
these are hard. These
Order
are
of
really
Phoenix.
hard. No, that was Half-Blood Prince. Let's listen to number 5.
You're saying it wrong. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Philosopher's Stone.
Yes, 5-1.
This is not. We wanted to take it in turns, for goodness sake.
yeah,
You're just hitting it and then having it and then calling
Well,
it.
no, wait, he literally got that right.
Yeah, all right, but I knew that
So,
one. Leviosa.
I think it might be
I knew
3-all.
Leviosa.
It is now 5-1, I believe.
Great stuff.
Okay, we have 3 left.
Crossed, he's gone.
3 left. Let's listen to audio clip number 6.
Why don't you confer with Mr. Finnegan? As I recall, he has a particular proclivity for pyrotechnics.
I can bring it down.
I can bring it down. What are you talking about?
Bring it down. I can bring it down. The house. The house down.
Isn't he talking to that Seamus?
Seamus Finnegan.
Yeah, that's it.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, guys, is anybody going to ding or are we going to keep it going?
I'm going to say Chamber of Secrets.
No, I'm
Go
afraid
outside.
that was not. That was
I don't know.
clearly
Just going for stab in the dark.
Deathly Hallows Part 2 because they're bringing it down, you know.
Bring what down?
I mean, everything.
Okay.
Everything in that film gets brought down. It's like
true.
rubble at the end.
True.
There's nothing left. Okay, 2 left.
We're not coming off as great Harry Potter fans.
No, you're not really.
Well,
no.
winning 5-1.
It's 3-2 overall.
Okay, 2 left. Let's have number 7, please.
Dobby never meant to kill. Dobby only...
Yes, Josh.
Okay, this is
Done what I do.
Half-Blood Prince.
No.
Dobby never meant to kill. No, I don't
It's
know.
Deathly Hallows 1, isn't it?
Yes, it is. But it's too
Can
late
I
for
get
you.
that?
No.
Come on, it's
Who did he kill?
Pass. Last question, please. Last question.
Spiders, they want me to tap dance. I don't want to tap dance.
You tell those spiders wrong.
Tell.
Chamber of Secrets again?
No, it's when he said love, isn't it?
He doesn't
No?
have spiders, that's Chamber of Secrets. But...
That was Prisoner of Azkaban, and in summary, these guys do not know their audio clips. It's a very,
did win,
very
though.
hard quiz.
So
It's
well
a very
done.
hard quiz.
Thank
It was
you, Josh.
5-1 to Ian, which means overall in this series right now, it is 3-3. It is all to play for. So just
That was so hard.
bear in mind who is your favourite, because by the end of this series, we are going to have a winner. A winner.
Impartial.
A head. An ultimate champion of Josh versus Ian. So, you know, make sure you buy the winning colours now, because it's on. It's pretty
What
close.
colour do you choose?
Blue.
Okay, red.
Okay. Blue versus red, it's on. Guys, thank you so much for showing us that it's okay to watch the films even if you don't know anything about it.
Yeah, okay. Need to go and revise.
That's really what just happened. We are now going to hear somebody's story. We are going to welcome a guest to our show because as we're talking about this whole theme, we're not just obsessed with Harry Potter or talking about a particular film that's out right now. We are talking about the fact that we're all searching for something. Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is a film all about looking for something, searching for something, and we know that that's true for every single one of us. So we're going to hear a story now of someone who I would love you to welcome to the show. His name is Matt, and he's about to share his story with us. So please welcome him, everybody, to Sunday Night Live. Okay, hello, Matt.
Hello.
Hello, hello. I'm not quite over that game. That was atrocious, wasn't it? Quite terrible, quite terrible. But we are, you know, as I said, we're on this show tonight and we want to broaden it far beyond the world of Harry Potter because I'm aware that not everybody cares about that world. There's a real world out there and that's far more important and that's what we're really talking about tonight. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is this whole film that's set up around somebody searching for something. And the reality is, for all of us, we're searching for something. We're all looking for something that will fill some part of us. And I know that every one of us watching now will have a story related to that. But tonight we're going to hear Matt's story about how he was searching for something. But Matt, first of all, perhaps you can tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, who your family are.
Sure. I am from a place called Epsom in Surrey.
Ooh,
Bright
Epsom.
lights. I live in Hereford.
Woo!
And
Hereford.
so I have 3 beautiful daughters.
Wow, that's not them.
No.
Good grief.
Little robot. There they
are.
Chloe, Chelsea,
a
Charlotte.
robot.
And we have a son as well called Milo, who's 5.
Oh.
And there's my beautiful wife, Michelle.
Wow, amazing family. And what is it that you do, Matt?
I work in something called cyber security.
Right.
So.
Well, good. I know what that means. Okay, so that's your family, that's your life right now. You're here in Hereford, which is fantastic, and I know you through the church here in Hereford, which is great. And I see your family, and I know that you guys, you have a beautiful family, such a lovely family, and it looks like, gosh, everything in your life is just together, and you've got an incredible group of people around you who love you. But I know that that hasn't always been the case for you, and it's not always been the story for you, and there have perhaps been times earlier on in your life where it's been more lonely or more hopeless or more perhaps directionless than that. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about the before. You know, we see the photos now, but what about the before? What is it that happened before all of that, that were the challenges perhaps earlier on in your life?
I suppose just growing up really as a child, there's always just a deep sense of why am I here or what am I doing?
Yeah.
Certainly lack of confidence inside of me, and a lack of like a conviction that, you know, if given a job to do or a task, that I didn't have that thing inside of me that said, I can do this. I didn't have that self-belief.
And growing up then, what do you think it was that you were looking for, and where did that search take you?
What I was looking for, I suppose, was just confidence, looking for acceptance, looking for, you know, stability. You know, this is who I am, I believe who I am, rather than, well, these are some people that I know and I'll be a certain way with them, and these are some other people I know and I'll kind of mould in with them. And there was never Matt is Matt.
Yeah. Where would you say that search took you? Because I know that we all look for acceptance in different places, and I'm sure lots of people here can kind of relate to that search for acceptance, because it's something that we all crave, really. We all want to be a part of something. As you were looking for acceptance, where did that sort of take you to? What point did you get to in your life where you sort of felt that I'm looking in all the wrong places now?
I ended up, I suppose the story really was that I told myself so many times, you're stupid, and you tell yourself you're stupid, and you're going to just believe that. I ended up sort of winging my way into university, which it shouldn't really have happened, but I did. And I just ended up getting involved in sort of university lifestyle. And so there were opportunities which the sort of the dull lights of Epsom and Ewell didn't really offer, compared to Bristol, where things sort of happened. And I suppose I suppose there was just a void in my life, and it doesn't matter really what you try and fill it with, you know, going off here, going doing this, going doing that. The void only seems to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And it really, I suppose, about 3 years into university, I just kind of got on my knees really, and I thought, I just cannot carry on living my life like this. And I didn't know God. I hadn't grown up in a Christian family. But I just cried out to God and I said, if you're there, would you take this away from me?
Wow.
And it was as if, like, almost the next day, really, things just started changing. And you know, without sort of going into the details of that, I ended up coming out of university the next year with a really good degree. And then I ended up with a job in Hereford, where I came to Hereford.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I think when we are looking for acceptance, what we find is we find ourselves susceptible to everyone else's ideas, everyone else's leading. We become followers, and inevitably when we start following people that don't want the best for our lives, we end up in quite dark or isolating places or just hopeless places. And maybe you're watching this and you can relate to that, where you know that you want to be accepted by people, so you end up saying yes to things that are not the things that you set out to do. They're not the direction that you wanted your life to take, but we say yes in order to feel accepted. And that need for acceptance can actually lead us down such a dark path, or such a wrong path for our lives. But once you're there, it's very difficult to sort of turn it all around and get back to the person that we want to be. So I know that certainly if we're searching for acceptance, or we're searching for something to fill that gap in our lives, we can really make some errors, sometimes some errors of judgment. And I know that for some people, it looks like university lifestyle. For some people, it looks like relationships. For some people, it looks like drink culture. For some people, it looks like, even kind of a self-loathing and a self-critical nature. But when we are looking for acceptance everywhere, we trust in what everyone else says, and we often are not quick to go to God and what God says. But as you said, Matt, you got to a point where you just had to ask God for his help because nothing else was working. And things changed quite significantly for you then, didn't they? Maybe you can tell us a little bit about what it was that changed in you, what it was that shifted inside you.
Well, as I mentioned, I moved to Hereford, start a job. I met a Christian, and not someone I'd really ever met before. And they introduced me to this man called Jesus. And they were like, well, you can ask him for stuff and you can pray for stuff. I was like, what? Like, ask for a car or something like that.
That's not bad.
But so there was just something that just sort of started to awaken inside of me. And the first time I went into a church, the young people were acting out something about Pentecost, which was when the Holy Spirit came. And I was sitting at the back and I was like, who's the Holy Spirit? What's that about? What's Pentecost? And God revealed himself to me. He gave me an electrifying physical sensation of who he was, as if I'd just plugged myself into a nuclear reactor. And the power that just came over me, like waves and waves and waves of this like intense electricity just ran through my body. And there were two things, I suppose. The first is that I felt loved. I felt a love that I'd never ever felt in my life. And the second was that my eyes were just opened.
Wow, it's incredible. It's true to say that you had been looking for something to fill a void in you for all your life, really. And at that moment, there was a change, something happened. As you look back on it now, is it fair to say that there's also an aspect of being aware that God was looking for you? Because I suppose that, sometimes we can feel like we're far away from good things, we're far away from God. But actually, he's always there. He's always there for us to call out to if we want to. I suppose it's funny looking back on your testimony, but can you see the elements of where he was reaching out to you in some of those moments?
He's been available all that time, and it just sort of took one cry, and I know that he was desperate to show that love to me, to give me all the things that, all the good things that he wanted.
So good. What would you say, Matt, to somebody who's searching for acceptance now, be that university life or anything else, somebody who's crying out and looking for value or looking for worth or looking for identity or looking for acceptance? Because we know that does affect lots of us in different ways. What advice would you give to someone in that situation?
I think sometimes you don't even realise you're lost. You're so bogged down in something that you don't even realise it. But I just would say there is a God, he's real, his name's Jesus, he loves you, and he's passionate about wanting to, in a sense, mess your life up, take you from this place and turn things around, with whatever you're struggling with. He'll turn that around and he'll make you into something much, much better.
So good, so good. And it's so true that, we see people now in our lives, perhaps like Matt, perhaps like people who you know from church, and they look to have everything together, but every single one of us have been on a journey where we've had to recognise that there is something that we're missing, but that God provides that, God fills that gap so excellently and so far beyond what we could ask. So I want to encourage you, if you're watching today and you're thinking, gosh, that faith life, that Christianity life, it's not for me because I've messed up too many times, or I've done too many things wrong, or I've found myself in the wrong place one too many times. There's always a solution. But for Matt, that looks like crying out to God and saying, it's you that I'm looking for. And God then coming in and changing his situation and taking him to a place that was much more filled with life and hope. Matt, thank you so much for sharing your story this evening. Thank you. We're about to hear Josh speak a little bit more on this subject, because the Bible tells us that as well as us having something to look for and us having something that God can fill in our lives, God is also looking for us. So Josh, why don't you tell us a little bit about what the Bible has to say?
Great stuff. Okay, well, we've been talking about this film tonight. We're talking about fantastic beasts and where to find them. And I think, it's really interesting because Jesus tells a story when he often used parables and would tell stories to illustrate truths to people. And he told a story about finding a fantastic beast. I know, can you believe it? It's like Jesus was coming up with it thousands of years ago. So this was the fantastic beast that Jesus was talking about, the sheep. Because there was, I know, you might not think it's a fantastic, it might not be magical, might not have any kind of superpowers like, this new J.K. Rowling film, but it's a pretty fantastic beast. It's got amazing ability to give us lambs to eat and eats a lot of grass. But Jesus tells a story about going to find this fantastic beast. So do you want to hear the story? Okay, come on then, let's have a look. In Luke 15, it says this, okay? Suppose one of you has 100 sheep. If you had 100 sheep, you were rich back in the day. You're doing quite well. Suppose one of you has 100 sheep and loses one of them. Bad day. Doesn't he leave the 99 in the open country and go after the lost sheep until he finds it? And when he finds it, he joyfully puts it on his shoulders and goes home. Then he calls his friends and neighbors together and says, "Rejoice with me. I have found my lost sheep." So Jesus tells us a really simple story. And in it, he's talking about himself as the shepherd. And he's talking about the people that are listening, the people as the sheep. And he's talking about how when the sheep is lost, when the person is lost, he goes to find them, to bring them back. And I think that we can learn a few things about this story. The first of which is that often we've got a wrong view of God. Because, people talk about finding religion. They talk about, having to go through life and try and figure out what their faith is, figure out what God is, figure out maybe finding God in some way. People use that kind of language. But what we learn about this story is that actually Jesus finds us, that he comes to where we're at. So we can have a mentality where we think that somehow we're just playing this huge game of hide and seek with God, and Jesus is just hid behind a bush somewhere in our lives waiting to be found and jump out at us. It's not like that. That's wrong thinking. Actually, Jesus is coming to find you where you're at. That's really great, because what it means is he cares enough for us to come to us. Second of all, the second thing that we can learn about is the shepherd is joyful when he finds us. That, again, some of us have a view of God where we think if we ever interact with God, we're going to feel judged. We're going to feel like he's angry with us. We're going to feel the weight that he brings because of the authority that God represents. But actually, if we look at the story of what Jesus is saying, he says he picks up the lamb around his shoulders and he joyfully carries them home. It doesn't say, "You silly sheep, how did you go wandering off like that? You're a very naughty sheepy." He doesn't say that. He is so joyful when he finds the sheep. He's so thankful. And that's what God is like towards us. When we're lost, when we don't know where to go in life, when we feel like we've made mistakes and we've gone in the wrong direction, Jesus is there to pick us up when we realize that we've made wrong decisions, when we ask for forgiveness, and pick us up and carry us home, carry us back to him. And that's amazing because it changes our perspective and how we see God. I'm convinced there are a lot of people that spend their lives running from God because they think God's angry with them. When the shepherd, when Jesus is actually coming out of love and saying, "I rejoice when I find you. I rejoice and I want to carry you because I love you." And then thirdly, we can see that we are fantastic beasts because we can see, the sheep go off. I say, Jesus told the story about a fantastic being. It's like, it's just a sheep. Just, not important. And that's the way we see ourselves sometimes. And it's like, to us, we just walk past a sheep and not think anything of it because it doesn't carry any value to us. But the shepherd, the sheep was of such value that he threw a house party. It's like he's ringing up his friends. It's like, "You've got to come round. I've just got the sheep." And it's like, "I'll be right there. I've got the nachos. I've got the schlur. I've got everything. Let's just go and celebrate." Because this was precious. This was a fantastic beast that was brought back into the house. And you know what? If you're watching this right now, that's the way that Jesus feels towards you. That you are precious. That you are so valuable. That he would leave the 99. He would leave the majority to come after the minority. To come after just you by yourself. Because he doesn't just see you as another number. he sees you as precious. He knows you by name. He knows the amount of hairs on your head, the Bible says, because that's how much he deeply cares about who you are. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? And so, you know, even watching this, you might be asking this question right now. Is God coming after you? Is God looking for you right now? And that can look like a couple of different things. It might just be through some of the things that you've been through in your life recently. I've had people say to me, you know, I just think the big man upstairs, he's got an eye out for me, or just feel like there's someone with me, or someone's watching over me. What you're feeling and what you're sensing is that God is looking for you, that the shepherd is looking for you in your life right now. You know, second of all, maybe it's you just know a Christian in your life and they keep talking to you about Jesus or keep inviting you to church. That's what happened in Matt's life, that story we just heard, is there was a Christian that came into his life and shared with him about their faith. That was because Jesus was looking for Matt and came into his life and said, okay, now's the time to come home. Or thirdly, you watching this clip right now. Where you are in your living room, your kitchen, maybe you're watching this on Facebook. This isn't by chance, this isn't coincidence. This is right now Jesus looking for you. He's coming after you, using this to speak to you. I want to say to that, because you are precious, because he loves you, that's why he wants to speak to you. That's why he wants to come after you. So if this is true, if this is happening right now when Jesus is looking for you, he's coming to where you're at, what do you need to do? Well, it tells us in James 4, in verse 8, draw near to God and he will draw near to you. That means what you need to do is open your heart to God right now and you will know him. You'll know his presence. If you draw near to him, I just want to say to you that Jesus says he can work with the tiniest little faith. He even compares it to a mustard seed. Says, hey, I can do so much with this tiny bit of faith. You might have just a little bit, God can do a lot with it. I want to say right now, believe in him, trust him, speak to him. Because if you can recognize that you need a shepherd, you need someone to carry you back, because maybe you feel a little bit lost. Maybe you don't know which direction your life is going in right now. The shepherd is here to tell you he loves you. He doesn't scorn you. He rejoices in you, and he wants to put you around his shoulders and carry you home. So I want to pray for us right now. Father, I thank you, Lord, for every person hearing this message. And I pray, God, Lord, that your love would come and resonate, Lord, within every home, Lord, within every person, God, that is watching this. And Lord, that they would know your joy in them, that they would know forgiveness in you, and God, that they would know home in you tonight. I pray for the faith to reach out to you, God, that they would be bold enough to take that step in your name, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Amen. It is so true to say that each one of us are looking for something, and perhaps we don't know what label to put on that or how to describe that, but often in life we're searching for something because there's a gap in each one of us that only God can fill. But when he finds you, just as Josh was saying, like that lost sheep, he rejoices over every single one that he finds. And so we want to give you an opportunity to consider for a moment, is God coming after you in your life? Is God searching for you right now? Perhaps there's something in your life that you know needs filling and you need to cry out to him. We have a band in our church and they write songs, and we want to share with you a song that they've written a couple of years ago called Find You, and it's all about calling out to God in the midst of our waves, in the midst of our storms, and he steps into our life and answers our cry. So I'm going to hand over to the band.
For me. 'cause you're near me. So take it all away if you have to, if you want to, 'cause there is nothing more than to know you, to know you. And when it all fades back, that's where I'll find you. I'll find you. And I would search forever, if only to find you. And I would give my life. I wanna know you. Ooh. I wanna know you. I wanna know you. Ooh. I wanna know you. You're all I want, all I ever need. You're everything to me, everything. You're all I want, all I ever need. You're everything to me, everything. You're all I want, all I ever need. You're everything to me, everything. You're all I want, all I ever need. You're everything to me, everything.
So good. Thank you. Thanks so much, guys. I just want to let you know that if you are relating to this tonight, if you know that you've been looking for something, we want to make it so easy for you, because we've met countless people in your situation. We've been in your situation, and we want to say that we would love you to get in touch. You know, if you know that you are looking for something, if you've heard about a Jesus tonight that loves you and you'd love to know him more, then please do get in touch with us on Facebook, and we can help you find ways to get to know Jesus yourself personally. We have options, we have ways to answer the questions that perhaps you're thinking of as you consider calling out to Jesus and getting to know him in your life. So let us help you with that. Please do get in touch with us. But also, I just want to say thank you so much for watching tonight. Thank you so much for coming on this fantastic Beasts adventure with us. And we'll be back same time next week, streaming live at 8 o'clock. We would love to see you for next week's Sunday Night Live. And we hope you have a great week. Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.